Hello everybody, it's Diego the Rainbow Star Person and welcome to this YouTube channel. So today I am talking about releasing trauma and the importance of shadow work. If you haven't yet, please like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Now on to this video. So this is a topic that the Magical Rainbow Paka Mystique talked about in her YouTube channel, and I really want to elaborate and emphasize this topic because it's so important. So releasing trauma. So before you start releasing trauma, please make sure that you're at a place of self-love and that you are also at a place where you're mentally stable. If you are not mentally stable and you're not at a place of self-love, do not start practicing shadow work and releasing trauma, because it will bring up negative feelings and emotions in you and you will be releasing those feelings. So if you are at an unstable mental space, do not practice shadow work because it will just make you more unstable. So that's just a disclaimer. So before doing shadow work, make sure that you are at a place of self-love and stability. If you're at a place of self-hate, do not practice this practice. If you're at a place of self-deprecation, do not practice shadow work and do not try to release your trauma yet. There will be a better time and place to do that. All right, so now on to this very important topic. So when you are releasing trauma, what you do is you go back to the traumatic experience that you experienced. You recall the memories associated with that traumatic experience. And once you recall that memory, you will likely have repressed emotions and repressed feelings associated with that traumatic experience. What you do is you release the emotions from your body. So you really strongly feel the feelings associated with that experience. You feel all of the feelings, all of them. It may cause you to start to cry. I know that when I was releasing my trauma, it caused me to cry. Yes, I've been through trauma myself, so I understand what it's like to go through trauma. It can be a very intense experience, letting yourself feel all the emotions associated with that experience. So letting go and releasing those feelings. And additionally, after you have released that feeling of trauma or whatever feeling associated with that, whether it's sadness, grief, pain, anger, despair, embarrassment, shame, humiliation, any of those really intense negative feelings, fear, resentment, any intense feeling like that, make sure to really feel it and to really truly fully release it from your body. Once you feel you've released your feeling fully, this might take an hour, it may take half hour. Set aside time to do this because it's going to take you a while to release your trauma. I recommend giving yourself at least a half hour, maybe 15 minutes, if it's only one thing. But I prefer, when I'm releasing trauma, to be in a lying down position because it makes it much easier for me to express my emotions. Also, it helps for me to close my eyes and lie down so that I can really envision and see the past event that was traumatic, so that I can replay it in my mind so that I can really fully experience the emotion that I need to experience. Because chances are, if you've had a traumatic experience, you have repressed emotions. Even if you feel like your emotions aren't repressed, chances are they are. So that's why it's so important to release the emotions so that you can let go of them. So that you can let go of that traumatic experience and move forward, right? We all want to be able to move forward in our life so that we're not stuck in the past. And Another thing that you want to do is bring in an emotion that benefits you in some way. So once you've released that feeling or feelings, once you've released the feeling or those feelings, I want you to bring in a beneficial emotion, whether that be pride, gratitude, joy, peace, contentment. So think of an emotion and think of a way that you can feel grateful for how that traumatic experience was dealt with. So for instance, for my traumatic experience, I was brought to a place of safety so that I could feel peaceful and safe. So that's just an example, but you can come up with your own example of how you dealt with a traumatic experience and what beneficial emotion you can feel because you dealt with the traumatic experience. And so just think of something that you might have felt grateful for, or something that you might have done to overcome this experience, so that you can empower yourself and bring the power back to yourself. So whenever you bring in that beneficial emotion to a traumatic experience, it can actually be very empowering and very enlightening, and it can actually feel like this weight is lifted off of your shoulders. I find that when I do shadow work and release things like this, it causes me to feel so much lighter and so much more vibrant and happy and content. Again, you will probably experience tears at first, but once you get through it, it'll bring so much happiness. It'll bring a smile to your face, hopefully. So when you do it right, it'll bring a smile to your face once you've completed the releasing of the trauma. So not only is it important to release trauma, but it's also important to release other emotions that may have been repressed from the past. These emotions include shame, guilt, fear, and anger, and maybe any other emotion you might have felt too, humiliation. So any other kind of emotions that you may have felt that you feel like you need to release for your highest good is so important and necessary part of the process. So when you look at your shame, for example, I would actually start with shame, because shame is at the lowest vibrational frequency possible that you could be in. So it's important to release shame first, because that keeps you from being at a higher vibrational frequency. So whenever you release shame from your aura and from your body, that actually increases your vibrational frequency. The whole purpose of releasing trauma and all of these negative emotions is so that you can increase your vibrational frequency. And once you increase your vibrational frequency, all of your manifestations will come to you even that much faster. That's why I emphasize the importance of releasing these negative emotions. So for instance, there was this one memory that I was thinking of where I had to release anger. And when releasing anger, this is specifically for anger, I highly recommend having a soft surface to pound your fists on. Even if you feel angry about something and you want to yell into a pillow, yell into a pillow. Or punch your bed or punch a pillow. Like, do whatever you need to do to release it. If it's sadness, let yourself cry. If it's shame, let yourself feel shame. Most people with repressed shame, most people think they shouldn't feel ashamed of something. And once you shouldn't yourself that you shouldn't feel ashamed, you should feel this way, that just represses the shame more. So instead of shouldn't yourself, Yeah, instead of shunting yourself, focus on releasing the feeling from your body, like fully feeling the feeling. And when I say fully, I mean like completely 100% feeling the feeling and releasing it from your body. And then again, bringing in this beneficial emotion for yourself so that you can transform the feeling. Because just releasing the feeling sometimes isn't enough. You've got to transform the feeling into something that is constructive. So sometimes people feel shame because they care deeply about others and what others have to say. So just maybe feeling grateful for the fact that you care about what others have to say shows that you're a considerate person and that you're a caring person. So just like feeling content with that caring, considerate nature of yourself, any kind of thing that you can think of will work. So thank you so much for watching this video. Peace out, much love, and may you be free. Mwah.